There was an umbrella stand beside the cafe door, filled with colors after rain I'd never seen before. You left yours there one morning, a navy one with stripes, and asked me if I'd guard it until you came back by. You said you'd only be a minute down the street to buy a little ribbon for a gift you had to keep. I nodded like it mattered as rain ran down the glass. Funny how a small request can make a moment last. The cafe grew much quieter, the coffee turned to steam. I watched the painted umbrellas lean together in a dream. Yours stood near the corner, still dripping on the floor, like it somehow trusted you'd return once more. You came back out of breath, with laughter in your eyes, holding up the ribbon like a tiny prize. You thanked me for my patience, though I had only stayed sitting by the doorway on an ordinary day. We talked until the rain stopped and started up again. The ribbon wrapped your package, the umbrella dried by then. Outside the city shimmered in silver, green and blue. Inside that little doorway, I kept looking at you. Every rainy morning when I pass that cafe door, I see the umbrella stand just like it was before. Some memories are simple, a ribbon, rain, a smile, and someone asking softly to stay a little while. We always chose the window at the far end of the room, where the light came in softly every gray afternoon. You said the corner table made the city feel slow, like all the busy people had somewhere else to go. You kept a small green notebook beside your coffee cup, writing down the the sky. The way the waiter folded towels when closing time was nigh. I asked you once the reason you wrote those moments down. You said the world was kinder when softly looked around. Some days were made of nothing but steam and passing light. Still you found a sentence to make the nothing bright. One winter you stopped coming, the chair stayed empty there. The window kept its weather, the table kept its air. I never asked the waiter if he had heard your name. Some silences are gentler when left just as they came. Years later in a bookstore, I found a little page tucked inside a second-hand book, softened by its age. It held a simple sentence in handwriting I knew. The rain looks better from the place where someone sat with you. Now every quiet afternoon I choose that table still, not because I'm waiting, but perhaps I always will. The window holds the city, the coffee holds the room, and somewhere in the silence your notebook softly blooms. There was a photograph booth near the old arcade. You said it looked forgotten in a charming kind of way. The curtain barely closed, the seat was much too low, but you pulled me in laughing before I could say no. The first flash caught us blinking, the second caught your smile, the third one caught a silence that seemed to last a while. You said the final picture would surely be the best, then leaned against my shoulder as if to let it rest. Strip came out uneven, still warm between your hands. For little faded moments we could hardly understand. You kept the one of laughter, I kept the one of light. The last one stayed between us for the rest of that night. The city felt much softer than anyone would know. You tucked your photograph inside your little book and smiled as if the evening had changed the way it looked. years later, in a drawer, I found that picture there. The color almost vanished, but the feeling still was clear. I couldn't hear your laughter, I couldn't see the street, but somehow that old paper still remembered everything. Now every photo booth I pass along the way feels like a little doorway to some unfinished day. Four flashes in the darkness, a curtain and a smile. One ordinary evening that stayed with me a while. There was a little matchbox resting by your cup, from a hotel by the harbor where the paint was peeling off. You turned it in your fingers like a tiny piece of time, and said some places find us before we know they're mine. You told me of that summer, the one you took alone, with one small suitcase packed and no number to call home. The lobby smelled of lemons, the elevator sighed, and every evening by the sea made something quiet inside. You never lit a match, you only kept the box inside your pocket, through stations, streets, and clocks. I asked why you still had it. You left and looked away. Some souvenirs remember what we forget to say. Cafe light grew warmer, the afternoon grew thin. You placed it on the table and let the silence in. Outside the city hurried, inside the moment stayed. A matchbox and a story softly on display. When you left that evening, you forgot it by the chair. I called before the doorway, but you were no longer there. I kept it for the next time, though next time never came. Some you once shared with me. There was a little bakery near the 𝙅𝙧𝙯𝙯 station. You said the bread was better if we waited with patience. The line was always longer than the street itself, but you said good things happen when they take some time. We stood beneath the awning while the morning slowly changed, watching trains pull in and out through a silver kind of haze. You counted all the sparrows on the roof across the lane. I counted every reason I could stay there in the rain. The baker knew your order before you reached the door. 2 small rolls with butter and 1 sweet apple tart. You broke the tart in pieces and gave the larger half to me, saying little acts of kindness taste better when they're free. For months we made a habit of that quiet Saturday. The station and the bakery, the same old little way. No grand plans between us, no promises to keep, just flour on your fingers and morning soft and sweet. One winter came too quickly. The bakery closed down. A paper sign in the window said they'd moved to another town. You looked at it in silence, then smiled as people do when something small has ended but still belongs to you. I pass that corner sometimes when trains are running late. The awning has been painted and the street has changed its face. But every rainy Saturday, I swear I almost see you holding half an apple tart and saving it for me. blue scarf on the first day we met, wrapped around your shoulders like a secret you kept. The cafe was crowded, the weather was gray. You asked for directions to a street far away. I said I could show you if you had the time. You smiled at the window and said, only till 9. We walked past the bookstore, the old movie sign. The city felt softer with your hand near mine. You told me the scarf was a gift from a friend, someone who had promised to write now and then. But letters grow quiet and seasons move on. Some colors stay with us when people are gone. The rain started falling before we arrived. You laughed as the street lights reflected your eyes. We stopped at the corner with nowhere to hide, and stood close together on the warmer side. When the evening was over, you thanked me once more, then slipped through the station behind the glass door. I watched the blue scarf disappear in the crowd, like one little memory I couldn't speak aloud. Now every cold morning, when rain starts to fall, I think of that color against the gray wall. Some meetings are brief, but they quietly stay, like a blue scarf moving through a rainy day. There was a corner bookstore at the end of Willow Lane. You said you liked to visit every time it rained. The owner knew your footsteps before you reached the bell, and always kept a novel you might like upon the shelf. You never chose the new ones with covers clean and bright. You liked the worn-out pages softened by another life. You said the best old stories had traveled hand to hand, and every folded corner was someone else's plan. One afternoon in April, you found a note inside, tucked between two pages where a pressed white flower dried. It only said, "I'm sorry," no address and no name. But somehow all the silence made us read it twice again. We wondered who had written those small and careful lines, and whether they were forgiven after such a long time. You placed it back so gently where someone left it there, as if a stranger's sorrow still deserved a little care. The bookstore closed that winter, its windows papered gray. The shelves were gone by morning, the sign was packed away. But sometimes when it rains, I pass that quiet street and think of all the stories that strangers never keep. Now every second-hand book I open nice and slow feels like a little doorway to someone I may know. Some notes are never answered, some flowers fade from view, but every borrowed story leaves something kind in you. The cafe changed its name, but the windows stayed the same. The same old corner table still caught the morning rain. The sign above the doorway was painted forest green, but underneath the newness I knew where we had been. They moved the little counter a few feet to the right, changed the lamps to warmer ones, and softened all the light. The menu looked much cleaner, the cups were white and new, but somehow every corner still carried thoughts of you. We used to sit for hours with nowhere else to go, letting quiet conversations move gently to and fro. You always chose the table closest to the glass, saying rainy afternoons were better when they passed. I ordered something people hurry through the silver weather. Inside, one old feeling pulled itself together. I wasn't really waiting, I wasn't really blue, just sitting in a place that once belonged to two. The cafe changed its name, but the window stayed the same. The rain still wrote its letters softly on the pane. Some places don't remember the way that people do, but every time I pass there, I remember you. We sat beside the old clock that never told the time. Its hands were stuck at 7, like a quiet little sign. You said you liked that table because it never rushed, as if the room was holding every hour just for us. The waiter brought your tea before you had to ask. I watched you trace a circle on the foggy window glass. You told me clocks were funny for measuring the day, when all the things that matter never move that way. We spoke about the places we almost went before. A hill behind the station, a blue house by the shore. You said some roads are better when only half believed, like postcards never written but still somehow received. Above us waited, the room kept moving slow. The evening changed its color from amber into gold. You folded up your napkin, then unfolded it again, like leaving was a sentence you didn't want to end. The cafe changed its owner a few years after that. The chairs were rearranged, the walls were newly painted black. But somehow that old clock stayed hanging near the light, still pointing towards 7 every afternoon and night. Now when I sit below it with coffee coffee growing cold. I think about the hours that never did grow old. Some moments keep on ticking, though nothing seems to move. Like one slow evening waiting at a table meant for two.
A letter came from Paris in the middle of the rain. A pale blue little envelope with my address misspelled. I knew it was from you before I saw the name. The handwriting leaned softly, like it always did the same. You wrote about a cafe near a narrow, quiet street where old men played at chess and pigeons watched their feet. You said the morning light was gentle on the stone, and for the first time in a while you didn't feel alone. I read it by the window with my coffee growing cold. Each line arrived so slowly, like a story being told. You didn't ask for answers, you didn't promise more, just a little piece of weather from a city I adored. The postmark had been smudged by someone else's hand. The corner of the paper was softened where it bent. I wondered if you wrote it while sitting there alone, or if someone across the table had made that city home. I placed it in a drawer with photographs and keys, the kind of little objects that remember more than me. Sometimes on rainy mornings I read it once again, and Paris feels much closer than it has ever been. If you ever write another, I'll leave it by the light and let the words arrive slowly through the night. Some letters never ask to change the life we live, they only bring a window to the places we forgive. bought a folded city map from a station stand. You spread it on the table with both your careful hands. The lines were blue and winding, the names were hard to read. You said that getting lost was sometimes what we need. We marked a little museum, a bridge beside the park, a bakery with red awnings that stayed open after dark. But coffee came before us, and rain began to fall. So we stayed beside the window and never left at all. You traced the streets with one finger, as if we walked them too, turning every corner inside that quiet room. We traveled past the river without moving from our chairs, and found a little garden that was never really there. The afternoon grew golden, the paper softened near the fold. The map became a story neither of us told. Outside the city waited, with traffic bells and rain. Inside we kept our journey safe from every name. You took the map at closing and folded it away, saying we should use it on another kind of day. But days became much busier, the seasons changed their view, and all our little plans stayed quietly untrue. I found that map years later, between a book and card, the corners worn and faded, the creases pressed too hard. Some places never happened, yet somehow still remain, like a trip we almost took on a quiet day of rain. They wrote your name wrong on the paper coffee cup. You laughed and said to keep it before we drank it up. The letters leaned together in a crooked little line. You said it looked much sweeter than if they got it right. We sat beside the window with the cup between us there, watching people pass by through the afternoon air. You made a little story for the name they wrote instead, a singer from a seaside town with flowers in her hair. By the time the coffee cooled, that name had come alive. We gave her
your dreams in postcards and a tiny place to hide. You said she loved the morning, I said she feared the rain. Then we changed her whole beginning and gave her one more name. The cafe started closing, the light moved down the wall. Still the paper cup remained the center of it all. You drew a little star beside the mistaken word and said the smallest errors make the best things heard. I found the cup weeks later, pressed flat inside my coat. The ink had blurred a little, but I kept the name you wrote. It felt too small to matter, too silly to explain, but somehow every letter brought that afternoon again. Now when someone writes my name a little wrong, I smile before correcting them and let it stay too long. Some moments start by accident and quietly become a story in a coffee cup, a name, a laugh, someone.
You opened up your wallet to find a little change. A photograph fell softly and landed by my plate. You reached for it too quickly, then laughed and looked away, as if a piece of yesterday had stepped into the day. I saw a younger version of someone I almost knew, standing near a fountain in a coat of faded blue. You said it was your sister on her first day in the city, before the world grew larger, before the years got busy. You told me she had taken the train to somewhere south, with a suitcase full of letters and a smile too big to doubt. She wrote for several summers, then slowly less and less. Some people don't disappear, they simply leave an address. Photograph stayed between us while the coffee cooled away. You touched its worn-out corner like you had more to say.
placed it back so gently behind a folded bill. The room returned to normal, but somehow not until I understood the reason you always face the door. Some hearts keep watching stations for those who left before. Now when I see old pictures in wallets, books or frames, I think of all the people we carry without names, and how a quiet afternoon can softly open wide when one small photograph lets someone step inside.
There was a piano upstairs above the corner store. You said you heard it playing every evening after 4. The notes came through the ceiling, so gentle and unclear, like someone telling stories they hoped no one would hear. We sat below and listened, with coffee growing cold, trying to imagine the hands behind the song. You said it sounded lonely, I said it sounded kind. The same few quiet chords would change inside our minds. One day the music stopped and stayed away for weeks. The room below felt empty, even when we'd speak. You wondered if they moved or simply lost the tune. I watched you watch the ceiling every afternoon. Then late one rainy Friday, the melody returned, a little slower than before, but warmer than we heard. You closed your eyes and smiled, like meeting an old friend. Some things come back softly when we need them again. We never saw the player, we never learned the name, but every time that piano played, the room became the same. A little more forgiving, a little less alone, a quiet place for strangers to feel almost at home. I still pass that corner whenever skies are gray. The store
has changed its windows. The sign has gone away. But sometimes in the evening I hear a simple tune and think of us listening in that little room.
Your raincoat by the doorway was dripping on the floor. You laughed and said the weather had followed you indoors. I passed you paper napkins. You thanked me with a smile, then asked if I had noticed the rain had stayed a while. You ordered something simple and sat beside the glass, watching every taxi move slowly as it passed. You said you liked the city when everything was gray, because it made the morning feel less far away. We spoke about old movies and songs we used to know, the kind that always sounded better played slow. You said your mother sang them while folding clothes at night, and somehow every memory looks softer in that light. The raincoat kept on drying beside the wooden door. The puddle underneath it was smaller than before. The room grew warm and quiet. The afternoon grew thin. Neither one of us was watching where we'd been. When evening touched the window, you stood and checked the sky. The clouds were slowly opening, but neither knew goodbye. You folded up your raincoat and held it to your chest, as if the little cafe had given you some rest. Now every time it rains, I look toward the door, half expecting someone to laugh like you once more. Some people leave no address, no promise and no sign, only one wet raincoat and a quiet place in time. The seat across from mine was empty for a year. I kept my coffee close and left your place clear. The waiter never asked why I sat that way. Some habits become quiet when people go away. You used to bring a paper folded into squares, reading only headlines, then leaving it there. You'd circle little stories you thought I should read, mostly about places we never got to see. One morning in October, a stranger took your chair. I almost said a word, then let him settle there. He opened up a notebook and ordered jasmine tea. Nothing like you did, but somehow kindly. He asked about the weather. I answered with a smile. The conversation lasted just a little while. When he left the table, he pushed the chair back in, and suddenly the room could breathe again. I don't save that seat now the way I used to do, but every now and then it still reminds me of you. Not in any sorrow, not in any pain, only like a melody returning with the rain. The seat across from mine is just a seat today, sometimes filled with strangers, sometimes tucked away. Still I raise my coffee when the morning light is kind to every quiet person who once sat across from mine. You carried a small blue notebook everywhere you went, filled with tiny observations and letters never sent. You wrote beside the window with coffee growing cold, catching little pieces of the world before they rolled. I asked what you were writing. You smiled and closed it tight, saying some small moments look better out of sight. But later you read one sentence softly through the rain. You wrote about the waiter who always hummed off key, the woman with the red gloves who ordered jasmine tea, the boy outside the doorway counting coins with care, the kind of little stories most people leave out there. One day you left the notebook beside your empty cup. I saw it when the evening was almost closing up. I didn't turn the pages, I only held it still. Some private worlds are warmer when guarded by goodwill. You came back after sunset, a little out of breath, relieved to see your notebook waiting where it had been left. You thanked me like I'd saved something larger than it seemed. Maybe every quiet page was part of how you dreamed. Years later, in a window of a second-hand bookshop, I saw a small blue notebook and had to stop. It wasn't yours, I knew it, but still I smiled then, thinking how some stories find their way again. You found a little ticket folded in your coat from a midnight picture show. We almost didn't go. The ink had faded softly. The date was hard to see, but you remembered everything much clearer than me. You said the film was awful, the ending much too long, but halfway through the evening they played your favorite song. You hummed it in the hallway while people hurried past. I watched you miss the final scene and never thought to ask. We walked beneath the theater lights with no idea where to go. The rain had stopped an hour before, but streets still wore its glow. You bought 2 roasted chestnuts from a man beside the square and said the night felt better and the movie we left there. The ticket stayed inside your coat through seasons coming by, a small enfolded witness to an ordinary night. Some memories arrive
quietly with nothing much to prove, and stay because they caught us with nothing left to lose. You placed it on the table beside your cooling tea, and laughed at how a little thing could mean so much to me. I said perhaps the ticket had saved the better part, not the film we saw together, but the walk back through the dark. You folded it again and tucked it safely in, as if the night might disappear if touched too much within. Now every theater doorway and every rainy street reminds me of the ticket you kept so carefully.